Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, species around the multiverse, welcome to Geek Syndicate Geekcast 1. I am Monts and...
It's TC, everyone. It's TC live.
There you go.
Live.
Yeah. For those of you who did not recognise the Magnum theme tune, shame on you.
Yeah, and shame on me for doing such an awful impression of the Magnum theme tune.
I don't know, man. There was a moment there. I was like, "What's he doing?" And then you kind of looked at me as well, and then went back. I was like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And then I was like, "Oh, Magnum PI!" And I saw the helicopters. I saw the shirt.
It's rather fetching.
Is
It is rather fetching. Yeah, I generally feel like I'm in an episode of Magnum and I'm with TC. I feel quite, Anyway, so we're here again with another video podcast. Well, the first time was a pilot. This is us giving it a go now.
Geekcast 1. Once again, many thanks to the guys at the 86th floor for making this possible. Love you guys.
Also, many thanks to our fans on Patreon who have made this possible.
Yeah.
So, first episode, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the Clarke Awards.
Volcanoes.
Part of the reason that we started...
Volcanoes, Hideout, me.
And this is why we started Patreon, because every good geek podcast needs a volcano hideout. Am I lying?
No, you ain't lying.
Right, so just keep giving money.
But he is black. I don't know what that meant.
What the hell was that about? The Clarke Awards is a science fiction book award that's been going for a very long time. How long has it been going?
Funny you should ask that, Dave, and a nice segue. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the Clarke Awards. Anyone would have thought we pre-scripted that, but we actually didn't.
Don't tell them that.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and it's great. So every year they get this year they've had well over 100 books. So those poor guys on the committee have had to read 100 books. They get it down to a short list of 6 and then vote for the best. Now, the thing with all competitions that are judged, it's going to be open to a certain amount of, I like this, I like that. So it's never going to please everybody, but I've had a look at the 6. I've read the 6 books that made the short list, and damn, I would not like the job of winnowing a winner out of those 6.
Will a winner winner?
Winnowing.
That's not even a phrase.
I would not like the job of choosing a winner out of those 6.
Better. You've obviously read the 6, and Michaela, who's one of the GS team, who specialises in the books for GS reviews and stuff. She's
read like 700 books this year.
Yeah, I don't know. She's
maybe she does what I does. Spend a lot of time on the toilet. It's got its own room in the house with a lock on the door. You got time to yourself. It's a great time to catch up on what.
Or like me, you could just sit in an armchair and read a book.
If you want to put your toilet in an armchair, that's up to you. But why would you do that?
Anyway, unlike you, I haven't had a chance to sort of like read many of the books. So I've started one of the books now, which was a long way to
a small angry planet.
That's it. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
It's a great title. What did you reckon of it? So you haven't finished it?
I haven't finished. I'm about halfway through.
What do you reckon to it so far?
The book is, I suppose, the closest thing I would say is it's got that kind of Firefly vibe to it, which is what you'd said to me originally, which is what kind of attracted me to it. It's not. I mean, it's got a Firefly vibe, but it's not Firefly.
Not even. That's the thing. It's the nearest thing that you can compare it to for the masses, but it's not that at all. If you look at the genre of spaceship-based science fiction, of a small crew but on a spaceship, there's a. I don't really know what I'm saying.
No. So that's a great. So that's, like I said, I'm about halfway through. That's really good. But briefly, Dave, what are the other titles?
I just want to say with that book.
Yeah.
That is one of the happiest books that I've ever read.
Yes,
science fiction wise.
Yeah,
it just warms your heart. You know what I mean? There's so many books with tension and darkness and all the rest of it, and it's like this author just came out and said, you know what, I can't be doing with that. I'll throw in some darkness along the way, but I just want to celebrate.
It's quite nice actually to be reading a sci-fi book where actually the world doesn't like coming to an end and it's kind of like some post-apocalyptic or.
And there are people who are just nice to each other.
Yeah.
Because why? Because it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, because they just get on.
Because they get on.
And it's got that kind of like family feel to it. You know? So I'm really enjoying it. It's like a warm hug in a mug.
Or a book.
Yeah.
Got Arcadia. Arcadia is... Let me sum up the genres that are met in this book. It's a Shakespearean Cold War thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, romance novel.
I've got nothing, mate.
It's set in the present of, well, that book's present, so it's our past. It's set in the future. It's set in a parallel fantasy universe. It's set it all at the same time, so it just chops between, and it follows about 7 different characters. And it's really interesting because I remember when you started writing, you'd go on these forums for writers, and you'd used to tell me about all these writing rules.
Yeah.
Every single book I've read in the Clarke Awards has broken all of those rules you told me about back in the day.
Well, funnily enough, and it's that kind of, it's that sort of thing going back to the Small Angry Planet book. Again, it's that thing of you've got multiple character viewpoints, which was one of the big no-nos back in the day. Oh, no.
Also, and I remember this specifically from your book, in Arcadia, one of the characters is first person.
Right.
Well, everyone else is third person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, that was a big, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
So, but essentially... but also what the author did with this book is you can get an app and you can decide which character to follow.
Okay.
And so you follow it down, and then they have bits where one character meets another and their storylines converge. And you go, actually, that character's more interesting. I'll follow that one through. And you'll come to the different conclusions. What the problem was that I bought the book on Kindle.
Yeah.
And then and in the forward it said you can get the app. So I got the app, and you get halfway through the story on the app, and it goes, to see the rest of it, you got to purchase the app because it was a free app. And I'm like, hold on, but I've already bought the book, and now to read it in this format, I've got to buy that. So it kind of lost me there. But incredible concept. You've got Children of Time by our arch enemy Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is an apocalypse book.
Is this the one with the super intelligent spiders?
This is the one with the super intelligent spiders meeting the last remnants of humankind. Make of that what you will.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. That's the main reason, obviously. So people who don't listen to the podcast, Adrian Tchaikovsky is the arch nemesis of Geek Syndicate. So we are going to see him later tonight. I imagine there's going to be some sort of ninjas. Fisticuffs, probably ninjas involved. If there's spiders, I'm gone. That's what I'm saying. So
also check out the Book of Phoenix, which is about set in the future where the corporations have been experimenting on people, and one of those experiments go wrong because they've been made way too powerful. Funnily enough, the people who've been experimenting on are all ethnic people, so there's a bit of a statement going on there. Fantastic book. Way Down Dark, was it? I think it's Way Down Dark, which is another apocalyptic one set on a spaceship containing the last remnants of humanity trying to find a home. Things don't go according to plan, and I think it's like a couple hundred years later, the descendants of these people are scurrying around like cockroaches in this spaceship trying to survive.
But not actual cockroaches, though.
No. Right. In fact, there's no insects at all in that.
So I can read that one.
You can read that one. And then there's Europe in Autumn, which is set in the near future when Europe, funnily enough with Brexit just come along, it's a fractured Europe where there's been like 100 new city-states and stuff coming.
That's not sci-fi, that's like next week.
Well, exactly. It even mentions the Eurovision Song Contest, which has like 136 entries this year because there's so many new states. And it's about intelligence work in this new Europe and the parallel country that's sitting on top of that Europe. It kind of gets a bit weird. It's the second in the book, but what's interesting about it is you don't need to have read the first one to have read the second one.
Sort of standalone.
But as you're reading it, if you've read the first one, you go, oh, I get it. That's a reference to something that happened in the first. Oh, right. That is. But it doesn't affect what you're reading at all.
Okay, so you could read them in any order.
Absolutely. You could read the second one and then read the first one. And as you're reading, if you did it that way around, you'd still be going, oh, I see. Right. And there's going to be, I think there's a third book coming where I'm guessing it will all come together.
Yeah.
All 6 of those offerings, absolutely fantastic. Who's going to win? Anybody's guess. I know who I want to win.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I say?
Arch enemy. Really?
I actually want our arch enemy.
You want our arch enemy to win? Well,
It's in my book, they're all fantastic. There's some epic stories there. Children of Time is the most epic in scope.
So for you, it's Children of Time.
Yep.
Okay. Traitor.
Yeah.
So we're going to the Clarke Awards.
Yeah.
We're going.
Stop wasting our time.
So I tell you what.
Places to be.
Do you know what? Why don't you come with us?
Good evening. My name is Tom Hunter. I am the director of the Arthur C Clarke Awards. And wow, and booers. This is an envelope. It says winner on it. I'll just put that there for later. Yeah. This is the thing. We'll be handing that out tonight. It's going to be very exciting. But first,
next year, it'll be 100 years since Arthur was born next December. So it's really remarkable that his name is being continued in this format. People are, I promise you, still buying his books, particularly in the Eastern Bloc, strangely.
Novels with spaceships and novels with spiders. Near future Europe with parallels beside her. A modified woman flying with wings. These are you. You think after 30 years it would be dead easy to come up with the winner of the Clarke Award? The judges would come together and we'd all know it's that one. So it was suggested to me by the judges that what we have here are 6 winners. I said, no, there's this rule. There can be only one.
the winner of the 30th Clarke Award for Science Fiction Literature is Children of Time by
I think I'm about to die. I've never done this before. I didn't know how long a speech to prepare, but thankfully I am known for my brevity. I was actually kind of going to prepare a jokey speech about talking spiders from outer space. And then 2016 happened, and Children of Time isn't really... Well, it's a book about spiders, but it's also a book about empathy. And one of the things that really struck me about the shortlist for this year is empathy as a theme that runs through an awful lot of these books. Empathy across borders, empathy across races, empathy across species. One of the things that Children of Time is about is the ability of humanity to see the value in things that are different, and the danger when that doesn't happen. So I guess what I'm saying is that the spiders are not from outer space after all. They are, in a way, within all of us. Other than that, I'd like to thank the judges and everyone who was involved with the Clarke Award and all of you for coming. I'm sorry, I'm a bit stunned.
So here I am with Clarke Awards winner Adrian Tchaikovsky. So the first question is, which if anyone watched the live broadcast of the award, it's probably fairly obvious, but how are you feeling?
I am feeling like I'm going to colour collapse any moment, to be honest. I haven't really got my head around it. Tomorrow morning I will wake up and hopefully have processed the information, but I seriously didn't think that I was going to walk away with the award tonight.
Another question, how did you feel when you saw your novel on the shortlist?
God, I don't have the word. It's amazing to get that kind of recognition. It's my first sort of hard science fiction book, and it's an enormously personal book that I didn't really think I'd even get a publisher for it initially. So yeah, that's worked out kind of well, hasn't it?
Not bad, not bad. What, so, I mean, spiders. There's quite a few people afraid of spiders. What took you in that direction?
Well, I'm kind of hoping that after people have read the book, there will be fewer of them. As you know, it's a bit of an outreach to arachnophobes.
There we go. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I used to have this whole kind of complicated spiel about you can use insects and spiders to as a mirror to the human condition, but basically I just like spiders. I really, you know.
That's what it comes down to.
When I was at school, I used to put spiders and bugs and things into everything I did, and they told me I'd get absolutely nowhere with it. So, you know.
Is Barry our resident arachnophobe?
Why? Why have you voted for this man? This man is evil. Look at the beard. This man is evil. In Star Trek, he would have been Khan from another universe. Why? He makes intelligent spiders. Why?
Are you done now?
I'll go out there.
Yeah.
If you continue, but why? You voted for the people.
In 3 years, when the space arachnid empire arrives, I will have been currying just enough favour to survive.
I think you might be. So are you going to revisit science? Like you said, it's your first science fiction novel. Are you going to revisit science fiction?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I read a lot of fantasy as well, but I've got some science fiction ideas already kind of doing the rounds. So yeah, I kind of feel I peaked, to be honest.
Where do you go from here?
Well,
Adrian, a well-deserved win. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Take care. So I'm here with Tom, who's headed up the Clarke Awards for 10 years. So you said tonight that you initially started doing it for 5 years. What made you go into the 6th year?
Well, the plan was basically always know your exits. You get asked to go involved, you think, how long am I going to stay? How long can I make a difference? And I thought, well, 5 years, that's a reasonable amount of time. And on that 5th year, our 25th anniversary, is the year we ran out of all the money. And
is that your fault?
no, that is not my fault. Okay. The sad story, basically, we lost the last of our core funding as Sir Arthur C Clarke passed away, and that's how. So I really didn't want that to be the next person's incoming job to handle, and I felt a lot of responsibility to do that. And we sorted that out over the next few years. We did a lot of fundraising, we did a lot of consultancy with people like the British Library around their Out of This World exhibition, and that's how we made the money.
Yeah,
we got more
great.
commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
We changed a few things. We started charging for submissions. We basically started thinking like a big award.
So tonight, what was the atmosphere like tonight? How did you think?
Packed room.
Yeah.
Basically a sellout event. A little bit of heckling. Science fiction community. That's always going to be expected. Big cheers for the winner. That's what I always like to hear. It is a great book, by the way. And it's space spiders. Hashtag space spiders. Kind of. I think we're going to be using that one for a long time. It's everything I wanted to talk about. We made some rules changes. I talked about kind of we're embracing self-publishing.
Well, I mean, the self-publishing thing, that's a huge step forward.
It is. I mean, it's been one we've been pondering for quite a few years. I mean, people have been coming up to me at events like this for years going, what are you going to do about self-publishing? And they're like, oh, we'll probably change the rules. And they go, oh, are you allowed to? I'm like, of course we are. We run it. Yeah, of course we can do it. But we have to do it properly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about opening it up. It's about figuring a way that the judges, it's 5 people in a room. They've got to read all the stuff. They do read all the stuff.
Yeah.
How do we do that? And what we've done is really just taken a rule that we already have where judges can call in books and expanded that remit so that they can look at the self-publishing and go, we'd like to see that, we'd like to see that, and we'd like to see that. So it gives us some control, but it also means we're broader. We can be a lot more open. And that hits a lot of those objectives of, making sure we're seeing the best of the best all across those models. I mentioned the speech, we missed a few years ago. Jeff Noon, he's won the award. He chose to self-publish. We couldn't accept him. That was a bit of a...
Tom, thank you for bringing the awards to where they are.
Thank you.
And actually to everything you've got planned in the future for aligning yourselves with charities and efforts to just move forward. Fantastic.
We've got to do it. I mean, we've got this amazing award. We can do so much with it. 10 years. Getting started, aren't we?
Good man.
Started.
Excellent.
So, Clarke Awards, we're back.
Yeah.
Well, we're not back really. I mean, let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? Let's just call it as it is.
Do you know what
we haven't gone anywhere. We're in the same room. We haven't gone anywhere.
Why don't we do a 30-second roundup at the end of the night when we're a bit drunk?
Yeah. So
Chuck it on the end.
Yeah, we'll do a 30-second roundup.
It's the Nuge, it's Boo, and it's Monts at the end of what year is it? 2016.
It's not the end. Though.
Clarke Awards. So, how did you guys find the evening?
Very good, actually. I think every year it kind of gets better and better in terms of like how they lay it out, how they stage it, the speeches. I'm still gutted that my arch enemy, Adrian Tchaikovsky, inventor of Superintelligent Spiders 1, I'm gutted about that because actually I feel we need to be watching him now. Because it's just going to take him to another level now.
He's going to make his move now.
He's going to make his move now because everyone's voted for him, and that's what you've done, and that worries me. I'm not bitter.
Yeah, but leaving you behind, how was it for you?
I'm very happy that we've helped to further Adrian's spider agenda.
Really?
I think it's really important that we embrace diversity, even with 8 legs.
You're fired.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a really great evening, so yeah.
The thing is, I've always said that I've got no problem with animals as long as they've got more than 2 legs and less than 6 or 5, actually.
That makes no sense.
It does, yeah. It's like 4. I'm trying to think of animals with 3 legs, but I can't. So
how's it been for you, Dave?
it was. Well, have you finished? What did you think?
Oh no, I was very happy with it. It was my personal favourite, as you know, so I'm very happy with the result.
Yeah.
Although it's a very strong shortlist, I have to say.
If you had to do a top 3, who would be your number 2 and your number 3 choice?
Ooh.
You can go first.
Oh, okay. Small Angry Planet and Book of Phoenix would be my
Boom.
joint 2 and 3.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Boom.
God, it's so hard. It's so hard.
They were all really good.
Europe by Midnight
Yeah.
and Small Angry Planet. Also, I thought what was great that Tom said was that what they've seen, they've actively promoted to bookshops, and they've lengthened the time between the shortlist being announced and the awards, so it gives people more time to buy books. And I think, as an award, rather than just saying this is a great book, you're actually actively seeking to promote the sales of those books. That's just brilliant.
Well, here's a point. So obviously the big announcement was the fact that next year they're effectively going to be embracing digital and self-publishing. And I got a sense that there was a bit of a kind of ripple when that announcement was made. Now obviously I've got my own opinion, having self-published the book. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's a very interesting decision. I'm actually quite excited about it. I think we could see some really new and fresh stuff come out of that.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I think they've got. I mean, it's just talking to Tom, and he said they had to think about it a lot because you've got to find a way so that you haven't got 4,000 like vanity projects to read. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so they've obviously thought about it, but I think it's brilliant because I remember a few years ago, Radio 4 Book Awards, the winner was disqualified because it was self-published. Yeah. But if it was good enough to win, does it matter who the publisher was? So, I mean, I think that's a very forward-thinking thing to do. Good on them. So, that's us. Till next year, Geek Syndicate.
We
out.
Rounds up, Dave.
So that's episode 1 of the Geek Syndicate Geekcast. Hopefully we'll see you on the second one. And don't forget, you know how to find us, geeksyndicate.co.uk, the geeks at geeksyndicate@hotmail.co.uk. No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, it is.
The geeks at geeksyndicate.hotmail.co.uk.
The geeks at geeksyndicate.co.uk. Find us on Twitter, Geek Syndicate. You can find us on Facebook, Geek Syndicate again with a /Facebook.
You can find us on Pinterest.
Find us on Pinterest. You can also find us in Hawaii solving crimes in the reboot of Magnum P.I. starring me as Magnum and Dave as TC. Was that Magnum?
Shut up. Geek Syndicate.
We out.